dos Pueblos means two towns in Spanish. And we call our work that because, about 350 miles down the coast from Ventura and across the border into Baja, Mexico, lie two inland communities that have become very special to us over the years. The first is San Vicente. It's there that a pastor and his family live, and where we stay 3 or 4 times a year, usually for a week at a time. The second pueblo is a few miles further down and across a bumpy dirt road into the rural Mexican town of San Rafael. Connie and I started coming to San Rafael in 1985. It's a dusty little village, off the beaten track. If you didn't know it was here, you'd never find it. But God in His mercy knows it's here. And He called 2 people whom we've come to love, called them to bear witness to Jesus Christ and to minister to this small community. Their names are Enrique and Gonzala, and this is really their story. Originally, they came here to look at some property that was for sale, thinking that they could grow some vegetables. But God had a different harvest in mind. And that day, when the village came into view, Enrique remembered a promise he had made to God.
Recuerdo cuando antes de que me casara, tuve un
I remember that before I got married, I had a problem, a very serious health problem. When I was about to lose my hearing and my sight, I would only call out to God and say, "Lord, heal me, deliver me from this." And the doctors would say to me, "There is no alternative." So I asked God, "Please save me. If you do this, if you heal me, I promise that I will serve you. I promise to serve you faithfully, forever."
So instead of buying a field, Enrique inquired about an old abandoned church on the hillside. And after promising the lady who owned the property he would serve God faithfully on San Rafael, she gifted the property to him, and he and Gonzala began their great adventure in faith.
Estamos aquí porque amamos a las personas.
We are here because we love the people. We love the work of God. I love the work of God, and my passion for Christ is my passion for the people. The majority of the families here work in the field. Well, they are humble families, and thanks to God, all these families, 6 of them, have come to know Christ, accepting Him in their hearts and taking a step of obedience.
God has performed the biggest miracle in that He has provided for this new church to be this beautiful. And we are waiting on God that one day a lot of people will come and know the Word of God and will be congregated in the house of God.
Our role over the years has been to enable Enrique and Gonzala to fulfill their mission to serve God. We show up with supplies and with helping hands and willing hearts, and we work alongside these dedicated and gifted people. We are Bill and Connie Tice, and we're just wrapping up trip number 40 representing CPC, and we've been working with 8 other members from our church. We have re-roofed, we have painted the children's education building on the inside, added fascia board and painted that. Enjoyed looking at the new church and seeing its finished product with the baptistry in front and the tiled floors, and we're really grateful that we were sent here.
And it's been through the Revolution Grant that all of this has been possible, because without their help, without your help, we never could have finished the project.
It's a wonderful thing to be enabled with money beyond our own personal resources to do things like this and invite other members of the church along.
One thing I kind of have been shown, I think, through the Spirit is just like the work that I'm doing is not Like, I don't have to be doing it, but God chooses me to do it. God chooses me to come to Mexico and work with these wonderful people, and just not to take myself too seriously and think of how awesome I am and how nobody else could do this, but just be happy in the fact that God brought me here.
There came a time when it was so precious on Enrique and Gonzalo's heart, the conditions that some of the people here were living in. And he asked me if there was some way that we could help by building a casita for them. And so there have been 5 of those casitas now where people move from a camper shell into what they call a casa, a home. We call it a casita because by American standards it's very small. But it's all the world to them, and they're so grateful for what has been accomplished.
We never leave our friends in Mexico without feeling blessed and encouraged, and we see it in the faces of those who come along to help.
No más. No llores, porque si tú lloras, yo lloro. No llores.
Together, we're all privileged to share in the unfolding story of a promise that Enrique made to God and is now faithfully living out in this little village called San Rafael.